Welcome to the story of the Tritone Gambit. In this, our first prologue, we meet Rosa, the lost survivor of a noble house, now a killer out to avenge her family. How exactly did this assassin wind up amongst the ranks of the Emperor's finest? Listen close and hear the tale of Rosa Yitterdal before she became embroiled in the Tritone Gambit.
The games of the noble families of the Western Hive of Thera have soaked it in blood on countless occasions as the noble clans jostle for the coveted position of planetary governor. The Yitterdal clan never really got that high to actually, be governor, but they were relatively well respected until about, 4 years ago when they were utterly annihilated by Clan Leon. The only survivor of this brutal purge, some say, it's part of the game, was Rosa Yitterdal, who is our hero for tonight. She spent the 3 years since the destruction of the clan and death of her family pretty much training, swore vengeance, fell in with a rough crowd, or not.
You'd have to.
Well, depending on what you wrote.
Well, in order to survive in this kind of atmosphere, it's down to I have no home in the hive, so I have to survive in the lower areas, don't I, really?
Well, you also joined the cult, so they're like, yes, a noble. Truly, it is a sign of the Emperor. Here, have this sword.
Anything to survive.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you trained, you learned what you did, you studied, built up a small fortune, bribed your way into position. And now, on, the 4th anniversary of your clan's annihilation, you find yourself, once again, in the Upper Hive, making your way towards the Lion's Den, home of Clan Leon. Your goal? Well, purging the clan is a bit beyond your means, so you'll just settle for ending the man whose ambition led to the death of your family, the clan elder, Berthold Leonhardt. Shut up.
How much fun did you have pronouncing my character's second name? I like it written down, but saying it out loud sounds a bit weird.
Yitterdal. It's not that hard.
Yitterdal. I like it.
So yeah, you are, how would you approach breaking into the Lion's Den, the fancy noble estate? It is in the Upper Hive. Again, but you are on the interior. You've made your way up from the lower, the lower quarters.
Well, if I'm looking at a traditional mansion kind of thing, try to find the servants' quarters.
You want to try accessing their territory through the servants' quarters. Okay. So are you just going to try to enter their territory just blending in with crowds? Do you want to, try sneaking up from lower down the hive?
Well...
Try sneaking higher up the hive and falling down? Because don't forget, it's a hive city, so it's like an arcology, so it's built very vertical.
I forgot about that. Yeah, it's getting used to the world.
But the planetary governor is always at the top of the spire.
Oh yeah.
And then
I have to look at my gear as well, see where I can actually fall.
Yeah, think of a pyramid. On a continental scale almost.
What would I do if I did jump from a distance and have to...
Well, if you wanted to...
survive falling, it's agility.
Yes, but you'd have to, first of all, sneak your way higher up the spire from where you are. Basically, I'm starting on... You're in basically the neutral territory between all the noble estates.
Okay.
So, the equivalent of, a market quarter. Which is, the trade hub zone. It's because obviously the noble families like to have like windows and stuff, so they're actually on the outer edges of the spire.
Okay.
Whereas the trade hub and everything's like in the center, so it's like a bit like a wheel. You know what I mean? Like a pizza.
Mm.
So everyone's got their own little sector.
Is there anything that's close to the top of the spire, like overhanging it? Other buildings that are nearby it?
No. The entire hive is one building. The spire is the tip.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
So no, I'm not explaining it well.
I didn't know if there were other build. Yeah, I imagine it's built with like multiple buildings though.
Inside, outside. Yeah.
Is there anything
it's not like
nearby it?
It's not like quite a no, because it tends to be the tallest building on the planet. Like it reaches into lower atmosphere.
There's no easy way of gaining access to the northern area. Northern.
Well, do you want
the top of it? Then I would go in from the bottom and work up.
Yeah. Well, you could try climbing up the outside, but
so yeah, I'm just like I am not prepared for this. I might have to do it the hard way.
Hang on, just to make things easier on everyone. Here's a quick picture of a hive.
I'm sorry. I'm just getting used to it.
Yeah, no, I'm just linking it to you. There you go.
Where am I looking? Where did you link this? I'm looking at
roll 20.
Oh, there we are. It didn't go down. Bloody hell. Oh. Okay. And where are we?
You are all in the upper hive, so you're actually amongst the clouds.
Where around am I looking?
Well, actually...
Oh, the upper hive. Right,
sorry,
there we are.
The upper hive is like where all the palace, all the really rich, influential stuff is. Yeah. The Clan Leon and where all the noble houses are is in the blue area.
Okay.
And then the lower down you get, the poorer and more underfoot people are.
Okay. I would look to see if I can get any higher in the tower within that area. Any higher within its building.
Yeah. So you want to sort of bypass the noble area, head up to the actual governor's palace sort of region, the upper hive.
If I can reach quick, without having to work through the bloody building in order to get to the guy, yeah.
Well, this is buildings within buildings. This is like a proper, he's got his own hydroponic farm. He's got his own palatial estate.
Yep. I'd rather go from the top down rather than the bottom up.
You know what? Actually, here's a good way. You played FF7, yeah?
What's that? FF7?
Yes.
Unfortunately, not a lot.
Well, you know the city, Midgar? How it's got layers?
Yeah, kind of.
It's like that. So you can't just look up and see the sky. You just see the metal and the next floor.
Yeah, I tried to go for the floor above so I can move down.
Yeah, no, okay. You would be barred progress from that, so how you plan on getting up there? There are lifts, there are stairwells, that sort of thing, but they're guarded to make sure the riffraff doesn't go up there.
Well, because my character would be, I'd imagine, clothing-wise.
Mm-hmm.
In clothing which would not look out of place in the place I'm going to.
So so you're planning to sort of bluff.
In the clothes that I had on the day I failed, I kind of got cleaned as best I could, and I'm wearing them. I hide the sigil of my house.
That was 4 years ago. I'm pretty sure you've grown a bit.
Yeah.
But okay, no.
The best clothes I can, the most dress, so I can blend in.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, that's fair. Yeah, okay. So if that was your plan, you sort of made sure to have things in advance.
And I obviously know how to act like a highborn somewhat more, so I can.
We'll see. We'll see how far that takes you.
I try to get past the guards with that.
Yeah,
I imagine the guards are in the neutral area. They're not Leon.
No, you're heading for the upper spire, but basically the guards that guard the access elevator are the planetary governor's own men.
Yeah,
they're not Clan Leon. They're the governor's men.
That's fine. Then I would.
They're bedecked in they're wearing proper nice clean white uniforms, golden armor, actual face.
Okay.
Think about Prussian Pickelhaubes, the World War I German helmets with the spikes on top and everything, and actual face concealing visors which all look like eagles with wings and stuff.
Now I'm just thinking of a Kriegsmarine. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, very, very fancy, sort of.
Okay.
Like golden edging on their rifles and ridiculousness like that.
I would try to get up one of the elevators by approaching it like I own the place, like I stand in place, like I'm used to it.
Yeah, one of the guards steps in front of you and sort of holds up a hand and goes, halt.
Move out of my way, guardsman. I have business with the governor.
Identification, please.
My pocket. This is a bit where I just try bullshit. I'd imagine I had some kind of sigil from my old house.
Yes.
I put it out and wave it in his direction, and then quickly slot it back into place, just like, if you must insist.
He sort of looks at it, because I'm sorry, I need to actually see it.
Goodness me. Pull up my sigil and hand it over.
Yep.
I didn't think of a sigil.
You think of it in the meantime. He's like, he looks it over. Your clan Ytterdal, also think of a nice symbol. First thing comes into your head, go.
A rose.
A rose. Okay. Sure, I even know the right picture to use for that later. I'll pass it to you. So he sort of looks at it, sort of frowns, and heads over to the side of the elevator where there's a small cogitator, basically a computer. That's what they're known in 40k. And, he places the sigil...
Before he does that...
Yeah?
Before he does that, I go, excuse me, are you going to keep me waiting all day, or are you going to check everything with that computer? Excuse me, I'm waiting. I have business with the governor. Are you going to keep me waiting? Before he puts it on the console.
You see his shoulders slightly tense as he does it, and the other guardsman, because there's two of them flanking the elevator, sort of, goes, just a minute, milady. It's for the governor's security.
What's your name, guardsman? I will take it down.
One moment, please. And he looks to the other guy who places the sigil on the cogitator, and, there's a moment, and there's a little whirring, beep, and, there's a little blue light flashing. The guardsman takes it, and comes back, and hands it back. Everything is in order, milady. At which point...
Thank you very much.
At which point the other guardsman, clicks his heels and goes, Guardsman TK227.
Thank you very much. And I just stroll on.
And
I was expecting something different.
Okay, yeah, you're in the elevator. How high up the spire do you want to go? Or down?
One level higher than I know that their house is.
Okay. Just to make this easiest one, for simplicity's sake, floors will be within levels, and levels are, the different actual layers.
I go a level above.
Yep. You're not at the top of the spire, obviously, but, you've entered the much more ridiculous ostentatiousness. So, there's the grinding of gears. You see, essentially a servitor, just spinning a winch, which, turns cogs and gears, and sort of, that's what pulls the elevator up.
Mm.
A cog system.
Okay.
Very, very Fallout-ish.
God damn it.
Yeah, rumbling. It's the inside of the elevator is as ostentatious as you can imagine. White tapestries, banners, all sort of gold and brass all around you. There's sensors, so there's actually a little cloud, basically a cloud of smoke just all over the top. You can't see the roof of the elevator. And there's there's a soft choir music playing.
Okay. Just home.
It's been 4 years since you were around all this. You've lived much rougher places since then. You've seen how people make do.
I probably wouldn't have even tried using that token by now. Just on the idea that if they had traced it, is the sheer reason I didn't want him to put the fucking thing on the console. It's I don't want it being around that sigil is being used.
And yet you went ahead and did it, but we'll put it down to your youthful inexperience at this moment.
Well, I tried to convince the guard just to let me through anyway, but yeah.
No fucking way. So yeah, it rumbles and, several minutes pass. It's, it's obviously slow. It stops now and again, and some people come on and, politely nod by sort of greeting, and then, huddle on in their own little groups. You notice that pretty much any other people getting on tends to have a whole entourage. There tends to be groups. You see, and everyone's obviously in colours because that's the easiest way to denote the clans.
Hmm.
Clan Leon is, of course, red.
Of course.
What was the colour of your clan?
Purple.
Okay, your clan was purple. The current planetary governor's clan is, of course, white. There is obviously yellow and blue clans as well.
What if I'd said white?
I would have said, oh, you're trying to pass by as one of the actual, governor's family, which, fair enough. Or the simple fact that color was no longer in use, so another family snapped it up.
Hey. Brilliant.
Yeah, so so there's a couple people on the elevator now, huddled in their own little groups, dealing with things. You want to interact, or just you're focused on the mission?
I passed my gaze over the rest of the members in the lift shortly, nodding politely to each, as at ease as I can, before directing my attention back at the doors.
Thank Christ. Like the others would have probably tried to make me come up with like, oh yes, I'm going to talk to everyone. It's like, oh, I need to roll up 15 NPCs now. Ah!
Yes, because I'm trying to assassinate one of the house's leaders. I'm going to talk to people.
Well,
Trust me, I'm the sensible one out of the group of us, by the sounds of it.
Yeah. That's
that way,
quite,
one of us is sensible.
That's quite, yes.
Well, somewhat sensible.
Okay, so after a while,
yeah,
the elevator reaches the next level up, and you're the one getting off here. No one else does, but you step off. Again, there's two guards in white and gold flanking the entrance, and there seems to be a bit of a celebration going on. There's rhythmic music, really loud in the air. You can see cherubs floating about. The choir music's even louder now.
I take a quick look around, trying to determine where the music's coming from, and the commotion.
There seems to be like crowds gathering off to one side, like near what is essentially like a highway that spirals throughout the interior of the hive.
Okay. Do I know my bearings in relation to where I'm trying to get to at this point? Is in the kind of area I am in relation to where the house I'm trying to get to is below me? Kind of like I know what's above it?
Yes. You are a hive worlder, so yes, you do know your own hive that well.
Okay.
Don't forget your special talent, accustomed to crowds. Your crowds do not count as difficult terrain for you. You know how to move through them.
Okay.
You do the Assassin's Creed thing where you just sort of just slip in between.
I was thinking about that, yeah. I take a step forward, trying to get into the crowds and try to find my bearings. Trying to look around, find the buildings I recognise, whereas I don't. Trying to look for the building I'm after.
That'll be an awareness test, please.
Awareness. Is that a perception check?
No, awareness. It's a skill.
I'm looking on my sheet trying to find it. Is it one of the characteristics?
To the left of your characteristics.
Oh, God. Roll, and then... I click on roll. Okay. Roll modifier 0?
10. Okay, you're a bit overwhelmed by everything going on. You're kind of getting a lot of sensory input. So you're a little bit thrown, because it's been...
a long time.
It's been 4 years since you were last here, so not that long, but still, you didn't think you'd be back here. And, all the crowd is moving towards, the highway that heads basically along the entire outer shell of the spire. I mean, the hive. Ugh. Confusing myself here. But yeah, and, that seems to be where there's something going on. So, you're sort of swept up in a bit in things. And there seems to be, like, little, prayer slips, like, raining down from above as, like, confetti.
I pick one up. Just and hold it as if I'm being part of the crowd.
Are you moving with the crowd or against the crowd, away from the commotion?
Try to go towards the outskirts so I can see the buildings on the sides of me easier.
Okay. So you'll be heading with the crowd towards the ring road, essentially.
Slightly more, on the more outside, so my bearings are easier to gain.
Yeah, keeping to the side of the streets, basically.
Yeah.
So you're not like... Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Holding one of the prayer slips like I'm one member of the crowd.
Yeah. You swim along. Everything seems to be fine. There's, the noise of the music sort of swells, but it's also matched by like a very sort of steady beating drum that like you can actually hear, which is like that's got to be one hell of a drum.
Okay. This is going to be interesting. Do I know of an event that's happening around the time periods, the dates?
Roll me an intelligence, or actually, no, hang on, that'll be a lore, I think.
Would it be? Well, surely I'd be around the area.
Sure. Well, actually,
Would it
yeah.
not be, so-
Roll intelligence. Well, normally you wouldn't be able to roll at all, but yeah, roll
Modifier
intelligence.
0?
Modifier 0, yeah, because you've been kind of focused on your mission to assassinate someone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, you don't remember. You don't remember anything special about this particular day.
I know it doesn't even tell me what my roll is, just that how badly I failed.
Just hover over it, and it'll tell you the numbers.
Oh, right, okay. Fucking hell, 86.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But
Yeah,
there's
fair.
nothing spectacular about this day to your mind.
Yeah, damn. Okay, I continue on, just still trying to gain hold of the building I recognise. I remember in my mind's eye.
You've walked enough. Roll me another awareness.
Okay. Continue rolls awareness test
Plus
until
10,
I eventually fail.
Until you eventually succeed, you mean?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yay, okay.
Hey!
Basically, as you reach the ring road, you suddenly realize, oh, okay. Basically, the thing you catch sight of that helps you figure out where you are is a grand statue. That's basically, there are several of these statues that dot the outside of, well, not outside as in outside the structure, but outside suburbs, so to speak, of this layer.
Okay.
And they're all like the classical statue of Atlas, a man bearing a great weight, and they're all supporting the ceiling. And they're all scattered around, holding up the next layer. They're part of the structural support beams, just made pretty.
Sounds good. Okay.
But they're all different faces, different looks, and you spot the one that is actually of an angel.
Do I know where that is in relation to the building above? I'm just obviously my character's thinking I need to get above the house. You need to go down.
You need to get above Clan Leon's territory. This is actually no. This is the up. This isn't one of the statues above it.
This is one of the statues above.
No, this isn't.
But would it give me an idea of
yes.
basic direction I should be going in?
Yes.
Okay, I try to discern where I'm going and try to head more in the direction I need to be.
Okay.
Just trying to still keep as
another plus 10 awareness.
The crowd I can.
Unless you can come up with a good idea here to explain how you're going to do this better.
What's to look to go for where I am?
Yeah.
It's mostly just trying to go from memory of my character. Go, oh well, this is where this building is. I'm trying to find where the next one is. Trying to remember from old memory. Maybe when I walked around this as a child.
Well, you were never really kind of let loose here.
I was never really made loose. I'm just trying to remember if any time I've been here in the past.
Yeah. No,
in relation to previous buildings.
Sure. Roll me another awareness with a plus 10.
Okay.
Nope. You're like, this isn't no. You're in like in the south sector, and like this isn't right.
That just like I just sighs to herself. Just damn it! I thought my memory would kick in. I really don't want to ask anyone.
No one's really paying attention to you because what everything's going on.
Would my character know the name of the building that's above it?
No.
I just know, like...
You just know you're, like... Yeah, Clan Leon will be somewhere, in the northern part of the hive.
Is there any people that look like officials nearby?
There are guards.
I put away the prayer. No, I keep it out. I strolled up to one of the guards. imperiously
Mm-hmm.
and instruct you there. What is the nearest way to Clan Leon from our current location?
Clan Leon.
Clan Leon, House Leon, sorry.
You mean the Lion's Den? You have to go a floor lower to go down to the nobles layer, and pretty much, follow the ring road from south all the way along the east, and it'll take you around to the north. You'll know where when you're there when you start seeing lions' heads everywhere.
Okay, I listen to those instructions and follow and go. Thank you perfectly. And follow them on the road I'm on.
I was gonna say
on the floor I'm on,
not
on the floor I'm below. So I'm basically trying to see if did the floor layouts did the floor layers mirror from load to road, from layer to layer?
Yes, they do. As I said, it's like a massive spiral.
Good. Then I followed the instructions you just gave me.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from on the floor I'm on.
Okay. You head towards the street, and people seem to be celebrating what appears to be a parade, and you sort of slowly start following it along eastwards.
Okay. I continue walking. My mind is very much set on what I'm doing.
Yeah, it takes a while. But, you're very determined, and, that whatever this parade is, it's a massive, full-on celebration. Like, you've got, basically a lot of companies of the Governor's Guard. There are elements from all the noble houses present, also walking in formation.
Do I notice things like this as I'm walking?
Yes.
This is what I notice. I go, hang on. I pause for a second and go, just look around.
People are clutching, like, prayers, purity slips, little benedictions. There are priests wandering amongst the crowd swinging censers. There's cherubs broadcasting litanies, like, floating above head. And
what's the name of the target I'm after again?
You're after hang on. Berthold Leonhardt, the clan elder.
I look down at the prayer symbol I've got in my hand. Does it say anything particular apart from the prayer, like anything about the event on the slip? Normally it would have a title, I'd assume.
It doesn't have a title, no, but it does say, "May his angels give us benediction." And you notice that the actual drumming is actually because everyone's walking in step. This is a lot more impressive than the other military sort of parades you remember. You don't remember people being this disciplined.
Can I walk over, just like jump, try to get one of the priests?
I'm sorry, what?
Just walking by. Just like trying to be more of an excited, noble, like young daughter that's just like, in awe of what she's seeing around her.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you were there. It's hang on, let me think this through. Hang on, I'm trying to think this through. You there? Are the heads of the great cloud houses here? I hear. Oh bollocks! You know the kind of thing I'm trying to say. Damn it!
Is Berthold in attendance?
Effectively, trying to go in a more, Oh wow! I hear the hills are here. Who is in? Who's in? Yeah, is he in attendance? I'm pretty much asking.
The young priest you've sort of accost, you've shouted out is like, well, he's obviously
like I'm a fanboy.
No, he's eager to sort of build a good relationship with a noble. So he quickly says like, no, the clan elders aren't present. Most of them will be waiting. Probably preparing because the governor will host a great dinner after the parade, welcoming the hive's guest.
I gasp in surprise and go, "Oh my!" Hang on, did you say where?
No.
What? Oh my! May I ask where that event is? Where is it?
The governor's feast. Oh, that would be, of course, in his palace in the upper spire, but that's not for another day or two. There's the parade will have to finish its route.
Oh, such a shame. So I wanted to meet the heads of the houses.
then the thumping sort of, you notice that the rest of these sort of human guards head off, and then like there's like the noise is kind of hushing down a bit, like almost reverent.
I huddle closer to the priest in like and whisper, "What's happening?"
The governor's guests come, and he is like also really quiet, hush, and totally focused on the street. And basically, it's like a motorcade coming down. It's a big tracked vehicle, almost like a flatbed, but the kind of typical Gothic ostentatiousness.
Oh yeah.
It's like a rolling cathedral with like with a throne built on top of it, on which there sits. Hang on, I need to make sure I get this character right. Yeah, on it there sits basically a woman in very dark clothing with like sort of silver accents. But what catches your eye is that standing it's like a little throne with steps. Yeah, standing below the throne at the front of the two motorcade are two giants in power armor.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy's impressive.
And you hear the priest just sort of mutter in silent awe, just his angels of death.
I can tell who these guys are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really hear in the lore of how the locals associate with Space Marines. How big a fucking deal they actually are to the local people. You never really hear it.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Okay, I like that.
Yeah. There's two of them, and they're both in basically black armor.
That's awesome.
Black and white, actually. You can't really tell any details from here, but that's the predominant colors you're seeing.
Now my mind obviously goes, which chapter is this? Like, my character wouldn't know this. Shut up.
Yeah. The only thing that doesn't sort of, reveal them as statues is the fact they are actually sort of, turning their heads left and right. Like scanning the crowd.
And I think what this is obviously impressed.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really see any actual significance for a mission in this.
Yeah. Well, the priest did say that the clan elders are all sort of keeping to their own houses, sort of, preparing for the party.
At the moment, yes.
Yes. And like this parade is going to take like another day because it's going to go all through all the layers.
Oh god, those Space Marines must be like, I really need to pee.
Power armor takes care of that.
Hey.
But yeah.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I guess I better move on. Thank you very much.
He doesn't even turn to face you. He's just completely enraptured.
That's fine. I just shrug and then just keep walking in the direction I was going.
You're probably a little bit inspired. Like, this is a big day for you,
yeah,
and
a little bit.
The Emperor's angels themselves are here.
Yeah, I keep looking back in awe, just looking at them as I'm still doing so.
Yeah, and the motorcade like 1 mile an hour.
Fire.
Yeah,
fair to myself.
Yeah, the whole platform is just like 1 mile an hour, just rolling by.
Perfect.
Yeah, and there's still confetti falling down in the form of prayer slips. Now and again, one of the Space Marines will just like shift and just brush it off his armor.
Oh god, goodness was going for their heads. Just like, I'm really bored. Okay, I suppose I will have to keep going then in that regard, in the direction I'm going.
Yep, you leave all the sort of fuss and thrills behind, and now you're working against the crowd because they're sort of following the motorcade, trying to keep it in sight, that kind of thing.
Trying to keep as far to the sides of the route as I can.
Okay, please roll me a run. Yeah, it'll actually be an acrobatics. Well, agility.
Modify 0.
I'll give you a 10.
Hey, I don't succeed by a lot in this, do I?
No. You're partially carried by the crowd, and so you kind of head off away from the streets from the road more. You know, and you manage to sort of stumble out of the crowd.
Right, okay. That's annoying. Hang on, so did I actually... So I got dragged by them slightly? Out of the crowd, what, behind me?
No, like it because it's like a continually moving wave. So you got carried back the way basically following the carriage before you're like, no, and then just walked sideways out.
Okay, cool. Then I
This isn't working.
Walking diagonally to my... I just keep walking down the street as I would just next to them.
Sure.
Looking at my prayer slip in just awe as I'm going. So, just as I... Looking camped.
No, it takes a while, but, and you wander through various streets, you pass through the various sort of, like, small merchant stalls, like a small, mostly industrialized area, but it's more luxury goods. And then you pass by, the Arbeit precinct. Everyone's...
Arbeit precinct, goddamn, yeah.
Yeah, no one really pays you any mind. You're just another person just wandering the streets. No one cares. And after a fair bit, you end up in the northern sector, which is where there is, more of a religious area. It's actually kind of deserted at the moment because everyone's gone for the parade.
Okay. Okay, well, I just, with a sigh of relief, finally some space. And you said I got into a different area.
Yes, it's like a religious area. It's like this entire place is full of like shrines, small temples for like the myriad of cults of the Emperor.
And where is this in relation to instructions I was given?
This is the northern sector of the city. You feel like you're pretty much over Clan Leon territory here.
Okay. Right, now I need to find a way down.
You can abseil down the side of the hive.
Oh, God!
Or you can just tunnel down.
That would probably be the better idea. My mind was thinking about RCA Guardsmen for in mock shock of what's the quickest way down a level? I must bring news to the house.
Are you actually asking that?
Sonic, go on.
Who are you asking? Who are asking? It's mostly deserted here.
Hang on, you say I'm near the Arbites?
No, you passed by the Arbeit sector.
Is there any local guardsmen?
Nope.
Who is nearby?
No one. There is a small peddler of like little religious knickknacks, and there's someone talking to them, and there seems to be haggling over a price of something.
Okay. You say like a tunnel down.
Well, so you're also surrounded by temples and shrines. You could probably go in and see if there's any attending priests left.
Could do.
And tunneling down? Well, go in the sewers.
Oh. Faced with the prospect of that, even though she is prepared to do so if needed, I head into one of the local churches.
Okay. You enter one of the slightly smaller buildings. This one's made of all like, copper with lots of relief and etchings on panels showing, some symbols of significance and historical scenes.
Okay. I look for a local, or anyone in it.
Mm-hmm. Think of it like a small church. There's a small podium at the end. There's lots of pews.
I sigh and then start walking down with a slight concerned look on my face.
Mm-hmm. There is a priest in there. He is, however, currently just lighting some incense.
I walk over humbly, clutching the prayer slip to my chest, looking worried. Excuse me, sir.
He sort of blinks owlishly, looks at you, goes, "Oh, yes, sorry. How can I help you, my child?"
I need to get to the lower floor. I'm afraid I'm in emergency. I don't have time to get to one of the elevators. Is there any other way of getting down a layer? I'm sorry. I'm really in quite a rush.
What troubles you, my child?
I need to bring news to my sister in one of the lower houses. I think she's actually below us, Leon. But I don't have time to get to one of the elevators. Can you help me?
Are you carrying news for your sister from the palace?
Yes, something like that.
He smiles.
I'd rather not talk about it.
And goes,
Yes.
Well, I'm sure I can help you, child. Come quickly.
My face
Well, as
whites
long as House Leon remembers its obligations to the church.
My face brightens widely and just nods gratefully. I'm sure we will. Thank you very much, sir.
Of course. Go this way. And then he leads you up to he actually leads you out of the church and heads towards essentially a massive bell tower.
But before I leave, can I just drop pennies on the side? Just as something.
Yeah, just as a little symbol of your own. Yeah, sure.
The best I can.
Yes.
Here's from Calculating now, the best I can do. And then
yeah, well, basically he's expecting once you deliver the message, you'll remember them and there'll be a big donation.
Oh yeah, of course.
yeah, sure, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Normally this would be a bullshit roll, but
it's a cute little thing to add on for the head of it.
Yes, everyone's too buoyed by the fact that we got fucking Space Marines visiting.
Yes.
He leads you to the bell tower, and there's a small, almost think of an outhouse thing. That's where you see a servitor bedecked in scrolls, and it's got a massive loudspeaker grill for his mouth. The priest says, "Well, you see, normally we have to run stashes of incense and some prayer parchment now and again. So we have some service tunnels that lead down to make sure all the houses are supplied."
I nod in rapture, just listening very attentively.
Roll me an awareness.
And modifier?
None.
Damn it. I've succeeded one of my rolls. Oh well.
What did you get?
Minus 4.5.
Okay, yeah, no, you follow along, no problem, just nodding along. He leads you past the the little shrine building with the servitor, and makes sure to stop and grab a small envelope of basically prayer paper. And goes, "Well, normally, due to these belong to the noble houses, courier is the best way to do it." And he hands it to you. And and then he leads you into the bell tower. And basically through some, it's very sparsely decorated. There's some tapestries. There's stairs leading up. A lot of balconies, so people, deacons and hierophants and priests can sort of preach to gathered masses during festival days. But because of the parade, everyone's moved over to the street, to the ring road.
Okay.
And behind one of the tapestries is a servant's entrance, essentially. And he says, "Take this. It'll lead you to one of the stairwells. You'll know it when you see it."
Thank you very much, sir. I take the envelope and proceed as instructed. Down the thing.
It's a very jarring shift from the soft golden illumination of the religious sector, and into the red emergency style lighting, exposed piping, steel grates everywhere.
No, well, back to the grate.
Mm-hmm. But you're in.
Awesome. I continue down the corridor. I
Yep.
continue down the path as I'm going.
You reach a
trying to look
stairwell.
like I'm... Okay.
There's no one really here except now and again like a maintenance servitor just tidying up or repairing some small damages.
I ignore them and walk down the stairs.
Okay. Half an hour later, walking down the stairs,
Oh god, damn it.
you are slightly out of breath.
I'm really sick of these fucking stairs by now.
At least you're going down and not up.
Oh yeah. I'm glad I spent 4 years practicing or I'd be really out of breath by now.
And now and again there'll be like little platforms and stuff, doorways to take you to other levels. Well, floors. And after a moment, you've entered the first, the uppermost floor of, the nobles level.
Okay, excellent. And now in the nobles level, where
you started.
Well, I'm... God fucking damn it.
But you are in a service access entry area within Clan Leon territory.